And it's great to welcome down the line again from Hurricane 4. Great to be chatting to him. We've got Pepper again. G'day, Pepper, mate. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good, Clayton. Thanks for getting us on, brother.
Love chatting to you again and loving your new song at the moment. And actually, we're loving the music you guys have been putting out. Dare I say it, but maybe COVID's had a good influence on your songwriting. So, I don't know, just quietly.
Look, yeah, possibly. There's got to be some upsides of COVID, and this is definitely one of them. We've sort of really got our sound honed in. So, yeah, appreciation to COVID for that fact, I guess.
And that's about the only appreciation we're going to give it too.
Exactly.
But how's it been? Has it been that way that your songwriting, because you haven't been sort of constantly gigging, doing things, you've had that extra time to sit and hone in and focus, and perhaps where you would have just skipped over something, you've spent that little bit extra time with it?
Yeah, look, definitely. It's really hard to write when you're touring as much as we used to tour. So we've sort of had constant releases, and we've been able to plan it a lot better and reflect on how we the mistakes we've made in our release plan prior to COVID, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely an upside. We've sort of got our crap together.
You know, I gather listening to the last couple of tracks that you've also grown in confidence as songwriters as well.
Yeah, look, we've been working with some excellent producers in Melbourne too, so that's really pushed it up a level for us. They were so good, so we had to sort of rise to the occasion, fake it before you make it, I guess, and that's really elevated our music to another level. So, look, and again, that's the downtime gave us that time to search these guys out and investigate where our sound was going to go to, and who was the best person to take it there, and that was where we found M Squared in Melbourne. So, yeah, really appreciative of the fact that we had the time to find those guys.
Have you guys been able to do, like, rehearsing now that things are starting to loosen up and sort of, play these songs together in sort of that sort of environment, ready to bring it out live for the rest of us to hear?
Look, we had them before this latest bloody outbreak. We had them. Yeah, we were in the studio consistently and had the show down, and it was sounding great. And then bang, we couldn't be in the same room as each other. So we actually haven't gotten together for over 100 days. So I think next week we're going to step in the same room. Might be an argument.
Is that going to be okay? I mean, are you guys going to recognise each other? You're suddenly going to go, where's the beard come from? Is it going to be like that?
Who's that guy? I think it'll be somewhat like that, definitely.
Does that explain what you've been doing those early morning gym sessions?
It does, yeah. Like they don't know who Fat Pepper is. So if I walked in there at the moment, they'd be like, "Get out of here, you imposter." So yeah. Early morning gym sessions for me, and a very strict diet to get back to where I need to be.
Yeah, I can understand that. Going through a similar sort of way myself, and so I know where you're coming from. And yeah, the COVID bellies, we do like to see our toes occasionally, so we've got to do what we've got to do to see them again.
Exactly.
Now, this new song of yours, now the previous one was Another One More Time. This new one is called Good One, and it's basically about finding a good one.
It is. Look, it's all about keeping the divorce rate low.
Yeah.
Going out there and finding that special person and not sort of settling for second best until you find that special one, which, it's a hard thing to do. So, it's all about the journey, this song.
It is, and sometimes the heart sort of rules the head, and then the head rules the heart, and it gets conflicting. But when you do find a good one, you don't want to let go. So I just know that from my experience.
Sometimes that good one's not the right one for you, and it's complicated. I guess that's why there's so many songs about love out there.
Is it hard for you guys to write a song about love?
Look, traditionally we always steered away from it because it was such a cliche, especially in the country genre. So I was like, no love songs. But then we've just sort of succumbed and realised that because it's true to everyone's heart, and it's sort of at the forefront of everyone's emotional state, I guess. Yeah. That's why we sort of steered. We just got in with the crowd and wrote some love songs. So yeah.
Pepper, you mentioned you're a bass player, and from my experience talking to bass players, they're very much the anchor in a group in terms of the live performance. Is that the case with you guys?
Well, I'm a lead singer and bass player, so it's, I guess, definitely. The thing with Hurricane 4 is because we're such good mates, we don't want to let each other down. It's all, when we go out and play live, it's just a full-on affair. It's like... it's always 150% because you just want to get out there and give the best performance you can for your comrades, I guess. So, but bass players always hold together.
Absolutely, they do. They do. And so I'm going to ask a couple of bass questions now because it's not often I get to speak to a bass player. So do you go through your amp or you go direct straight to the PA?
I've just actually, funnily enough, I'm just playing around with I go straight to the PA because I've got what they call a Helix, which is an amp modulator. So it's I can program different amp sounds, and I've got all the major amps at my fingertips. So I go that way, but I do like to have an amp behind me. So I send the signal to front house, and then I send the signal behind me as well, because there's nothing like all that air pushing behind you. It sort of doesn't feel right without that there. And
are we more a finger or with a plectrum?
I'm predominantly finger, but sometimes, because of our sort of the poppy style, I use plectrum as well.
And how many basses do you use?
I've got one. I got my one favourite. I've got a couple of spares, but I sold a few off and I'll sort of turn them over. But I've got a Sandberg bass at the moment. That's my go-to bass, a Sandberg California. So it's just a beautiful bass to play, 5-string, and just beautiful bottom B string, and just amazing.
Are you familiar with the Big Bad Book of Bass by Geddy Lee?
I'm not, but it sounds interesting.
Well, I'll give you some more details about that after. But it's if you love your bass, as you do, you need to investigate this book and see some of the amazing basses that not only does he have personally, but that he's been able to travel around the world and get and show people. And some of these are very rare and old ones. So have a look for the Big Bad Book of Bass.
I don't know if I should get that. My partner might complain.
It's
not another one.
But this is an educational book. So
okay, fine.
And as you're a bass and also as you're a bass player, you need it because it's you need it to learn. So it's a tax deduction too. So.
Exactly. There you go.
Just while I've got you here too, on hurricane4.com on your website, I like to plug your merch sections and all that at the moment. And I like the fact that you've got stickers and you've even got face masks on there as well. You've got everything, T-shirts, the whole lot. So a great selection. Was that the idea to do the face mask? Was that you just felt you needed to do that at the moment? Because you're the first guys I've seen do it.
We've had them up there for years, actually. We did them over the first pandemic, so...
Yeah.
They sold really well, so we kept them up there. We've got a few left in stock. We probably won't. That item will come down, I reckon, soon, because we're optimistic about the future.
That we all are. Now you've got some live shows coming up too. Now I take it you guys are absolutely guaranteed to be at Tamworth.
Absolutely, yep. No holes barred there, unless, like you said before, the threat of nuclear war, that might stop us. But aside from that, we'll be there.
And there is a show in Murray Bridge, I think it's Country by the River. Are you guys coming to that one as well?
Yeah, that's the one I was alluding to before. I'm pretty sure that one is going ahead. So, I'm pretty, because they've moved that date a couple of times, obviously.
Yep.
So I think we're still trying to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's a goer.
Okay. So apart from that, is that the only gigs you've sort of got at the moment? Is there any others that you've got up until Christmas time?
A couple in December, but we're just trying to lock those away at the moment. So maybe a couple of gigs to warm up for the festival, and then we're straight into it.
And then next year, 2022, you're just hitting the road, and what's happening?
We've got some big announcements for 2022, but none of which we can divulge at the moment, unfortunately. But it's going to be a massive year for Hurricane 4.
Come on, you can give us a hint. I told you about Geddy Lee's book. Come on.
I could, but I'd get shot. So.
Is there an album? And are we talking album? Is that?
Well, let's throw the album out there. It's definitely going to be an album.
Okay.
But there's some exciting gigs coming up too.
Well, I'm excited.
Very exciting gigs.
I'm excited for you, and I think it's going to be a big year next year, and everyone's just going to want to get out and enjoy it. And you've got some great music at the moment, so we're going to enjoy all that as well. Well, Pepper, it's always great chatting to you guys, and give our best to all the rest of the guys as well. Hope it all goes well. Enjoy Christmas, New Year, and I dare say we'll be talking next year for sure. I've got your new song here ready to go that we're loving here at Flow. If you could please introduce it for us, and thank you so much for spending time with us today on Flow FM.
Good on you, Clayton. Appreciate the time, mate. So this is Hurricane 4, Good One on Flow FM.
I've been doing time at the bars at night, sipping on concoctions, checking out my options. Late nights, neon lights, the last call's done, looking for a good one. I've been at the parties, out with everybody, million pretty faces, trying to catch a name and maybe run to a little song. Good luck, well, I'm looking for a good one. I want it, I need it, I gotta have it so bad. I wanna feel like it's the best I've had, so come on, get to me, show me, meant to be. I'm ready to fall like all the stars in the sky. Wanna be wherever you are tonight, but I'll keep having fun till I find me a good one. Wanna taste your kiss, feel it on my lips, get you out of my head, get you into my bed. Where's us, waking up, drunk on love. I want it, I need it, I gotta have it so bad. I wanna feel like it's the best I've had, so come on, get to me, show me, meant to be. I'm ready to fall like all the stars in the sky. Wanna be wherever you are tonight, but I'll keep having fun till I find me a good one. So bad, I wanna feel like it's the best I've had, so come on, get to me, show me, meant to be. Ready to fall like all the stars in the sky. Just wanna be wherever you are tonight, but I'll keep having fun till I find me a good one. Till I find me a good one. Find me a good one.